from mental pictures or ideas in the mind. Everybody has the ability to imagine, but imagination becomes powerful when you turn it into manifestation. Every material thing that was created by humans were first imagined. Creation begins in the mind before it becomes physical. Creatives begin with imagination. Everything in the world first started as an imagination. The planes we use today all started with an imagination. The cars we drive, the clothes we wear, the shoes, whatever we see in this world, all started up as a thought in our mind. When God sent man out of the Garden of Eden into the earth, he wasn't very much worried about the man because he placed everything man would ever need in his imagination. That's why God didn't give man a house, a car, chairs, tables. He placed those things in his mind. He placed them in other things that he created, and man was to take it out using his imagination. Whatever man will ever need to make his life on earth much easier was placed in his imagination. God knew that man could create whatever he imagined. People should use their imaginations to create a positive impact in the world, like inventing things, starting businesses, building houses in a more comfortable way. But unfortunately, not everyone has a good heart. Some people use their imaginations to perpetrate evil. The beautiful part of imagination is that you can actually form any picture or idea you want in your mind. You can actually design your life through your imagination. However you want your life to be, start being it in your imagination. Your life and your future are all in your imagination. What you can see with the eyes of your mind, you can become or create. People may not believe a thing is possible because God didn't put it in their imagination, but in yours. So don't let people who can't see what you see discourage you from doing or creating what you see. Have you ever imagined yourself doing all the things you would do? What is the vision? What is the plan and purpose for your life? Have you ever used your imaginative eyes to see how it can be fulfilled? Picture your future in your imagination and create what you want to see in your mind. Imagination makes it possible to experience a whole world inside the mind. In your imagination, you can travel anywhere with the speed of light without any obstacles. It can make you feel free, although temporarily and only in the mind. Imaginations can make you free from tasks, difficulties, and unpleasant circumstances. In Genesis chapter 11, verse 6, the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language, and this they begin to do, and nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do." Here we see the sons of men united in their thoughts and imaginations, and they decided to build a tower whose top will reach unto heaven. God had to come down to stop the project by confounding their language because they would have successfully built what they had imagined in their heart. And moreover, they were united in their thoughts. They all saw a mental picture of the tower and nothing could have stopped them from accomplishing it. God himself said, "Nothing will be restrained from them which they imagine to do." In the same book, in Genesis chapter 13 verse 14, the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, "Lift up now thine eyes and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever." God didn't expect Abraham to see all the land with his physical eyes only. That's virtually impossible. Abraham was to see with the eyes of his imagination. And whatever he saw in his imagination was what God said will be his and his seed forever. The same is true for you, child of God. There is nothing you would see with the eyes of your mind that God will withhold from you. Lack of understanding of the power of the imagination of man is responsible for the suffering, incompetence, difficulties, failures, and unhappiness that people experience. Poverty is the lack of power to create a positive and a productive imagination. What images are you forming in your mind right now? Are they positive or negative? How do you see yourself? Negative imaginations will always come to you, but you have to intentionally cast them down. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 from verse 4 to 5 says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, to the casting down of imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ." Whatever you focus on, whether positive or negative, you will finally magnetize them to you. If you paint an unhappy and sad scenario in your mind and keep meditating in fear about it, it will definitely come to you. Fear comes as a result of your mind presenting you with negative pictures and images that are not real. Do not let fear stop you. Everything in this world starts from the mind. That is why a doctor can treat a patient of a disease or even just study about it, and then he or she starts suffering from that same disease. It's only possible because most doctors always try to put themselves in the place of the patient. They try to feel the pain in order to better relate to the disease. Whatever you conceive in your mind is what you will see manifest in your future. This is true for all aspects of your life, in your health, marriage, in your career or job, in your business, with your family, friends, kids, spouse. The principles are the same. If you see it in your mind, you will see it in the physical. So watch what you imagine. Watch your thoughts. Watch where your mind is traveling to. Success is determined by the power of your creativity. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." The reason people are poor in this life is due to their inability to use their imaginations to create what they want. All you need is a very small idea, and ideas are created through imaginations. All the potential you require to be what God wants you to be is inside of you. You can become whatever you want by just activating your creative thinking capacity. You can never grow beyond your imagination. Your imagination is either working for you or against you. Do not let your mind paint images that will limit your progress in life. Spend time to develop your positive imaginations. When you see a problem, think about how to solve it. Think about how to better your life, your family, your country, and the world you live in. You have the power. You have the power. You have the power to change things. You have the power for anything. You have the power to be great, but you won't see it unless you are able to use your imaginations right.